All right, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome. So I'd like to welcome all of you. Thank you for joining us for today's Gita discussion. And today is a very auspicious day. At the same time, also a very unique day. Today is appearance day of our Param Guru, His Divine Grace, what they call Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Okay, the spiritual master of our Prabhupada. So today is 150th anniversary. At the same time, also today another unique day is 29th February. Okay, so today is also 29th February. So it only happens 4 years once. So on this day, we gathered here to discuss on Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. So as usual, before we start, let's offer our pranam mantra. So just meditate that you have spiritual master and all the acharyas are sitting right in front of you, and you offer a flower. Okay, let's start. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadati Sva Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasa Chiristarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitai Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vignana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtai Lina Karine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasidanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtai Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Nama Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupai Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumi Stom Nitese Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarupa Uma Sri Jagannatha Yate Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Paditanam Pavinibhi Vaishnavevayo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prima Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Karati Se Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Jayatam Suratau Pangur Mama Manda Matirgati Mat Sarvasva Padam Boja Radha Madana Mohanau Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimat Ratnagara Singhasanasto Srimat Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prishtali Bisevi Manosmarami Sriman Rasara Sarambi Vamsivata Tatastita Karshan Venu Sunir Gopir Gopinata Yesri Estuna Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanu Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Shari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Hari Om Tat Sat Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nasta Preso Vidresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevya Bhagavata Mishloki Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. So, Hare Krishna, yes. Okay, so so today we gathered here on this very auspicious day of the appearance day of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Okay, so before we start our session, just let's us read some little glorification of our bodies. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. All right, so let's contemplate on his pranam mantra. Okay, that means it says Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ti Namine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His divine grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye. Krishna Sambandha Vignana Dayine Prabhave Namaha. So when you look at this, the second distinct verse, it says Sri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitai. That means unto Sri Varshabhanavi Devi Daita Das. So formally, what they call his name was Varshabhanavi Daita Das. Okay, so his name was Varshabhanavi Devi Daita Das, the servant of the lover of Srimati Radharani. Okay, Kripabdaye, who is the ocean of mercy. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada he has so much of mercy, and he have really dedicated his life in propagating Krishna conscious worldwide. He was the mastermind. Of course, it was desired by his father, the glorious father, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and he could foresee. Okay, once if you look at Mayapur, the Mayapur temple is built in such a way it's not facing the east. Usually, all the temple is facing the east, but the temple is facing, I think, towards the west, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So many ask why this temple? Because usually temple in India they build in such a way it faces the east, but it faces a different direction. Because once Bhakti Vinod Thakur, while he was chanting, he stuck from his balcony, veranda of his apartment. He saw a big glowing. There's something which is glowing so bright, and he was thinking he was not hallucinating because he was chanting. All right, he was chanting. That means he's very clear. That means he's meditating. He's very absorbed in chanting. So while chanting, he saw that something which is very glowing. Then after that, the next day, he also got the same vision again. But this time, what he did, he called upon the son, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. He called and said, "Can you see that?" He said, "Yes." "Oh, what can you see?" "I saw something very glowing." Okay. Then after that, he called his secretary. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is a magistrate. He called his secretary and asked, "Can you see something?" He said, "Yes, I saw something glowing." So that means it's confirmed. They found the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they found it. And the way the Mayapur temple was built in such a way that the thing is facing the balcony or the veranda of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. All right. So he mastermind, he foresee. All right. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, once he saw Russians and all that Western body devotees on the street chanting Haribol, Haribol. So he could foresee. That means he knew soon in the future, a Senadipati Bhakta or the commander-in-chief of Gaudiya Vaishnava will appear soon, and he will bring this movement worldwide. So then after that, the son, the glorious son, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, took that, also had that same desire like his father to propagate this Krishna conscious movement worldwide. And he's known as Simha Guru. Simha Guru means he's such a lion. This is how the lion catches the prey and shakes the prey to the core. All right. So similarly, when he comes, all the Mayavadis, all that speculators, they will run away from him, because once Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada catches them, that's it. All right. So now, okay, now Kripa, there is an ocean of mercy. And because he has so much of mercy and compassion to all the fallen living entity. At that time, if you see, they were thinking about what they call independence movement was very rampant. The Gandhi movement, all right? Everybody was thinking about getting independent India. And that's when our Srila Prabhupada, Abhay Charan Prabhu, or the young Abhay Charan, when first met him, the question he asked, why are you, yes, we can practice bhakti, once our nation gets independent. And to his amazement, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada refuted that. He said, what independent are you talking? What is dependent? What is independent? The whole living entity, the whole world is dependent. It's all we are stuck in Maya. So the real independent is to come out of this. So do not waste your time in investing all this kind of independent. So when that time when everybody is talking about independent, he was so bold enough to speak, you are wasting your time when you talk about independent. And he has so much of mercy to every living entity. Example, he doesn't allow his disciple, whoever it is, to criticize anyone, even Muslims. All right? He said, no, you have no right to talk about anyone. All right? When you want to say about something about people, you look at your back. You yourself has so much of conditioning, and what right do you have to speak about others? So in other words, he respected everybody. It seems once I read in one of Prabhupada's Leela Mrita, whenever there is an article is written in any of the paper or what, he will straight away take it and just will count how many times the word Krishna is mentioned. Oh, Krishna, 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 Krishna. He was that absorbed. That means he had so much of faith in the holy name of Krishna, and he knew very well. Even he said, even the Muslims will call it haram, also they are considered Vaishnavas. It was never heard before. Okay, because Vaishnava tradition is one of the highest tradition, highest form of tradition when you talk about in Sanatan Dharma. Okay, there are so many diverse Shaktam, Shaivism, Ganapatiyas. There are varieties, but to be a Vaishnava is considered topmost. And in fact, he said, anyone who utters the word even once, they are known as Vaishnava, and you should offer respect to them. All right. So that means it's the ocean of mercy. Krishna Sambandha, of the relationship of Krishna. Vijnana, the science, Dayine, who is the deliverer, Prabhave, unto the master, Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisance to Sri Varshapanavi Devi Daita Das, under the name of Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. All right. Who is favored by Srimati Radharani. So he had a favor. Okay. And who is the ocean of transcendental mercy and the deliverer of the signs of Krishna. That is why when Prabhupada tried to defend, tried to save his family. All right. He's tried to save his family, tried to save his business, but Krishna took everything away from him. All right. Why? Because that's a mission. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada came to his dream many times to tell him, take sannyas. He said, no, he couldn't do it because he's still thinking about his family. He have to think about his family. He have to save his business and all this. And after he said that, then you see Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada becomes upset in his dream. Like that, many times he came, that eventually he took sannyas through this Bhakti Pranyan Keshava Maharaj. So that's the thing. So because he wants this devotee to go to the Western world and preach and save the humanity. That's how he's such a ocean of mercy. Madhur Yojvala Premadya Sri Rupa Nuga Bhaktida Sri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute. Okay, Madhurya, conjugal, Ujvala, brilliant, Prema, love, Adya, enriched with. Sri Rupanuga, follower Sri Rupa Goswami, Bhaktida, delivering devotional service. Sri Gaura, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Karuna, the mercy. Shakti, energy, Vigrahaya, unto the personified. Namaha, obeisance, Astu, let there be, Te, unto you. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, the personified energy of Sri Chaitanya's mercy. So that means, in other words, Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada is also addressed here as the personified energy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful, but the mercy personified is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Okay, who delivers devotional service which is enriched with conjugal love of Radha Krishna. Coming exactly in the line of revelation of Sri Rupa Goswami. Namaste Gauravani Sri Murtaye Dinatarine. Rupa Nuga Viruddha Pasidanta Dvanta Harine. Namaha, obeisances unto you, Gauravani. That means I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are the personified teachings of Lord Chaitanya. He is also known as the personified teachings of Lord Chaitanya. You are the deliverer of the fallen souls. You do not tolerate any statement which is against the teaching of the devotional service enunciated by Srila Rupa Goswami. So he has been such a erudite scholar. At a very young age, he got his title Bhakti Siddhanta when he started to master a lot of, especially the astrology. He's such a perfect astrologer, and he had so much of educational success, and yet he have accepted Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, who is illiterate. So here itself, he again proved it. That means, in other words, if we should not underestimate our spiritual master. Sometimes we see the spiritual master even can be younger than the disciple. Because when I joined ISKCON many years ago, I remember a devotee who are very elderly taken initiation from His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. That time Jayapataka Maharaj should be what 40s. Yeah, around 40s. He was around 40s. And this person, we call him Tata, Govinda. His name is Govinda. So the Guru Maharaj gave him the name Govinda Das. and this Govinda Das Prabhu is very illiterate. And that time itself is, I think, should be around 60s. We are talking about 40 years ago, 30 years ago. All right. 30 years ago, he was around 60s. And that time Guru Maharaj was around 40s. So when I saw him, I asked him, so how do you feel? You have accepted a person who are very much younger to you, who can be like as young as your son. How could you? Then after that, he started to wonder. Then after that, he said, no, we are not in a body. So I asked some senior dudes, is beyond that bodily, what they call bodily relationship.
Conception.
Yeah. So bodily relationship is not like saying, oh, you're younger than me. Oh, I'm more educated than you. No. This is very transcendental kind of relationship. And you know what? I just got that answer just few days ago while I was reading this Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's Leela. All right. There's a Leela Mrita written by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj. All right. So after I started reading it, and the way that he adores his Guru. All right. The way he adores his Guru and all this. So that means, in other words, in fact, when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj about to leave his body, okay, he was born on 6th February, and he left the world around 1930s, if I'm not mistaken, 1930s. And he was about to leave the body. He had his favorite song. All right, let me see. His favorite song is, I just marked that song. Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, 86. Okay. Sri Rupa Manjari Pada was his favorite song. So, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, Se Mora Sampada, Se Mor Bhajana Pujana, Se Mora Pranadana, Se Mora Abarana, Se Mor Jivanera Jivana. That was his favorite song. He was so attached to the song. All right, he was so attached to the song. And whenever you see, he will get into ecstatic. The feet of Rupa Manjari or Rupa Goswami, eternal form as a Gopi in Braja, are my real wealth. So like that. So what happened? When he was about to leave his body, he told his secretary, please sing this song. I want to listen to the song. All right. So that time, they called a devotee who has a voice, very sweet voice, a great kirtaniya. He's a fantastic kirtaniya. He sings very sweet voice. All right. He was in other words, like we see the kirtaniyas, right? He called up that kirtaniyas. He said, please. I said, no. He said, no. I don't want him to sing. I want this another devotee. Bhakti Sridhar Swami. Yes. He wanted Bhakti Sridhar Swami to sing that song. And Bhakti Sridhar Swami, Prabhupada's very, very dear God brother and very close to him. What he did, he always runs out of tune. He's not a good singer. He's not a good kirtaniya. He always runs out of tune. Said, but Prabhupada, we can ask that person, no, I want Sridhar Swami to sing the song. And he started to sing. And that's when everybody started to realize, just by being a great kirtaniya, just by being a sweet singer, it doesn't mean that the person is great. The most important is the depth of bhakti that the person has. How deep of the bhakti, how deep or how intense the love, the bhakti one says, that is how the person is singing. A person who sings, who doesn't sing well, can have bhakti, ecstatic prema bhakti. Right? Because sometimes when you see kirtaniyas, like Aindra Prabhu, talking about this, I remember what Aindra Prabhu said. Here we are not doing a showmanship. All right? Or in other words, Tamil என்ன சொல்வதுன்னா, இந்த இடத்துல நான் கச்சேரி செய்யல. Okay, I'm not doing kacheri here so that everyone enjoys. Here we are doing kirtan to please the Lord. All right. So that's the thing. So he was doing the kirtan. So sometimes we see kirtaniya sing so well. Oh. So, but the most important is the intensity. In fact, Aindra Prabhu said, if you play mridanga, you play kartal, but at the same time you do not sing, you are a pretender. All right, you are a pretender. So it's not that tune, it's not that tune and all. In fact, once even Prabhupada also said, I mean, our Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada says, try to avoid even harmonium. All right, try to avoid harmonium. Don't use harmonium in your kirtan. Why? Why shouldn't you? Because I don't want them to get carried away with the tune of harmonium. All right. So I don't people, not people get excited with all these musical instruments. Just mridanga and kartal will do. All right. As I said, this is not a showmanship. So like that, he called up the devotee, and also he showed, end of the day, the intensity of the bhakti. Okay. So like that. And when Prabhupada went to US, when he went to US, he confessed, I am a fool, I am illiterate, I don't know why I'm here. I blindly follow my spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. I just blindly follow him. But all of you were sent by him to me. All of you are sent by him. So that is how intense Srila Prabhupada and his devotion towards his Guru. All right? Because we always believe, upon we accept initiation, upon this thing, we believe that everything is Guru. I am nothing. All right? Because when we accept initiation, we are offering our mind, intelligence, ego, and entire body system, everything we offer it to our Guru. And now, from now onwards, my dear spiritual master, I am your equipment. I'm yours. Do whatever as you will. But the Guru is such an ocean of mercy. He advises you according to your capacity. He doesn't ask you to do something which is beyond that. All right? But it's very surprising. All the disciples that joined Srila Prabhupada are not ordinary disciples. They are the one, after 1-2 years of practice, they could take it up and go to every town and village around the world and preach. So how did this miracle could happen? That's why I saw Prabhupada confesses many times in his Leelamrita. All of you were sent by my spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. So on this holiday, on this holy event, okay, the advent of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, which is 150 years, all right? So we all fold our hand, pay our Dandavat Pranam to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada for pushing his disciple. The first day when Srila Prabhupada, Abhay Charan met him, the first day itself, he just looked at him and said, you are an educated young man. You speak English. Why not you go and preach to the English speaking world? Can you imagine? When you don't know anyone, suddenly you go to see a man, suddenly he says, why not you take up this and preach to the Western world? That was the instruction that kept in his mind. Is deeply imprinted. And because before that, he did send his disciple, went to England. Then he brought back one devotee from a German-bodied person. Of course, he came back to India and accepted initiation. And of course, Srila Prabhupada's god brother, who's a German by birth. But of course, many of these his disciples were very orthodox. They were very orthodox. They cannot tolerate this Western way of life, meat, all these kind of nonsense. They couldn't tolerate, right? But Srila Prabhupada sacrificed everything. All right. When he went there, I remember reading one of the letters he sent to his Sridhar Maharaj, I think. He was so shocked to see the Westerners, after go to toilet, they don't even wash their backside. He just said, that was the thing that shocked him. He said, do you know, they just use a paper to wipe. They don't even bathe. So that's the background that they all came from. And of course, by the mercy of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada and our Srila Prabhupada managed to travel around the world and created the ISKCON movement. And that ISKCON movement has gone to every town and village. All right. I believe that all of you are some or other affiliated to some ISKCON center. So it's roughly around less than 10 kilometers from wherever you stay. Right. So that means we see that, of course, but some they need to travel far and all this, but it's no longer like that. Even they don't have temple, they do have Bhakti Vriksha, they have a devotees, we have online. All these kind of things happen all by the mercy of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. So with that, we all close our eyes and meditate. Just imagine you are having such a beautiful lotus flower or a rose. You just offer it at the lotus feet of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada as Pushpanjali. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Tinamine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namasute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Vrita Pasidanta Dvanta Harine. Let's offer a flower. Pushpanjali, Pushpanjali, Pushpanjali. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namasute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudha Pasidanta Dvanta Harine. Pushpanjali, Pushpanjali, Pushpanjali. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudha Pasidanta Dvanta Harine. Pushpanjali, Pushpanjali, Pushpanjali. Hare Krishna. With that, let's start our session today. So today we are going to continue our discussion. Okay, so we are continuing our discussion on chapter 12, devotional service. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Jaya Pataka Swami Tinam Ninamacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Padaya Nikora Padaya Nagara. Okay, so now we are continuing our discussion on chapter 12. Okay, just a small recap.
Yeah. Then you try. I want to buy.
Okay. So, chapter 11, just to recap chapter 11. So what we have discussed in chapter 11, the universal form. Okay. Arjuna was very curious to know how the universal form looks like. Of course, as we understood from this chapter, what is the takeaway in this chapter? We understood that Arjuna asked all these questions not as a suspicion. All right, he never suspected or never that Krishna is God or not, or it's not out of suspicion, but actually he asked that question to see the universal form, so that the future, all that bogus gurus and you see that to convince the future devotees, right? He asked on his behalf. So as I said in this chapter, if you see any avatar, anybody go and claim himself as God or God's incarnation, you can ask them to show their universal form. And of course, in this form, he showed his universal form, and in that form, he saw that Duryodhana and all that Kauravas, Pandavas, the entire Kaurava team, and including his own king, his own soldiers, the Pandava soldiers, right? All of them were not mercilessly by the Lord, you know. That means, in other words, they start to see that all of them are running into the mouth of the ghastly form of Vishnu, and he was biting, killing them. Some of them, he saw that the what they call the helmet and the head crushed between the teeth, and the blood ooze. Is such a horrifying scene. At the same time, Arjuna also saw the future. Okay, he also saw the future about what is going to happen until end of this Yuga. So that means he should have seen the ISKCON movement, Srila Prabhupada, and how that Vaishnava, the whole world accepted this Gaudiya Vaishnava, how the whole world chanted the holy name and all these things, right? So after seeing all that forms, past, present, and future, Arjuna was so worried. He said, "Come on, Krishna, come back to your original form. Come back to your forearm. Then after that, come back to your two-handed form." So he said, before that, Arjuna, Krishna also said, "I give you the divine eyes because you only can see it with your divine eyes. You're so bright as how the 10,000 suns joined together at the same time. It's so bright and so effulging. And the thing is like so eternal. He couldn't like control. He was like so shocked. All right. Even Arjuna got scared. All right. So after all that incident, then he come back. Then he start to show his forearm. After they come back to the two arm. After that, he said even the two arm form is very confidential. And of course, and you are very dear to me. I'm showing you this form. Okay. So that is a summary of chapter 11. So now after coming back to his two-handed form, now Arjuna, Krishna is coming to the point. All right. So he's coming to the point and he's speaking about what he call devotional service. Okay. Chapter 12 is devotional service. And to recap of what we have read last week, all right, Arjuna inquired. So which are considered to be more perfect? Okay. Arjuna is giving a good questions. Okay. He asked, which are considered to be the most perfect? Those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman or unmanifested. So the question is asked about which is considered to be more perfect. That means he's asking the perfect way of worshipping Krishna. Because if you want to know, the best person is to ask Krishna himself. Right? If you are a servant, you ask your master, what is your favorite food? Will you like to have this, or do you like to have that? So let that master himself tell what I like to eat. That is intelligent. That is perfect. Not simply, oh, I'm very good in making this cha kway teow, so I simply make one cha kway teow with all these things and give it to the to your master. And the master says, oh my God, I don't eat all this nonsense. Right? So we don't do that. So we should ask. So now Arjuna is asking. Asking means what? He is inquiring. Okay, asking is different. Inquiring means he wants to know the detail. Inquiry. All right. So like sometimes we see that in this what they call in police force, what they call that, Prabhu? What inquiry? They call the royal inquiry, right?
Royal inquest.
Huh?
Royal inquest.
Royal inquest. All right. So royal inquest means what? They have to go into real detail, right, Prabhu?
Correct, Prabhu.
So that means when you talk about inquiry, means he wants to know the detail up to the core. Okay, now. So he asked a fantastic question, which are considered to be more perfect. So after knowing this chapter, you should be very clear of what is the best way that Krishna wanted. Okay, what is the question he asked? Which is more perfect? That means the perfect means what? Okay, more perfect. That means those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service. You're asking those who are properly engaged in your devotional service. Number one, first question. Is it to engage in your devotional service? Right? What is devotional service? Engaging our mind, intelligence, ego, our five senses, our working senses, knowledge acquiring senses. All these we offer to Krishna. We see Krishna, we smell Krishna's flower, we eat tongue, we engage in eating Krishna prasadam. The working senses, the hand and leg, we walk to Krishna temple, we dance, we work, we do all. Is it that? Or secondly asked, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman. All right? Or those who worship the impersonal Brahman. So that means engaging and worshipping. One is engage in devotional service. Second is worshipping the impersonal form. That means the form which is which has unmanifested. All right. So that was the question. So now, when you look at text 2, what we understand, The Supreme Personality of Godhead says, Krishna says, those who fix their mind on my personal form. That means those who fix their mind, our mind fixed to the personal form, are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith. That means what? Those who fix their mind on my personal form. So Krishna says, you have to fix your mind in the personal form, in not something which doesn't exist. Not looking at the sky and says, oh, that is God, or God has no form. No. He says, fix their mind on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me. First, fix the mind. Then secondly is engage in worshipping me. How? How we worship? How do we worship? That means, how do we engage in worshipping? How? With great and right? With great and transcendental faith. That means what? We worship me with great and transcendental faith. We have a great faith, at the same time, transcendental faith. All right? Okay, that means what is that transcendental, great and transcendental? So we believe that whatever things that happen to us, it happens for good. It is not that God is trying to punish you. It is not to say that, oh, I'm deceived. Because I have that personal experience myself. When I was a businessman and I started to fail in business miserably, I was thinking, I shouldn't have worshipped Krishna. I should have gone to something else. All right. If I just do this kind of ritual or just offer one good, I can win a big tender, I can come back. All these kind of nonsense things actually came into my mind. Right. So is that trying to know? But end of the day, I understood. So that means, in other words, so we have to have the transcendental faith, great faith and transcendental faith. That means anything that happened to us, we are actually, that means this is all part of learning for us to progress in our bhakti life. Whatever problem, trouble that come to us, we knew it. This is part of that learning process. Because in this life, from the day one till the death, we are learning. All right, we are learning, we are reading something, we are trying to gain some kind of knowledge. All right, I remember I seen a man who have after retired 70s, he like to sit and watch this, how the Korean eats. All right, he like to see the Korean food, kimchi. You see how they eat, how they like. That means he's learning. Then I say, you are wasting your time. He say, no, I wish I really want to go to Korea and what just, when he speak about Korea, he get excited because he knows everything about Korea. So that means, in other words, until the final moment, we are trying to learn something, we are learning. So that means, in other words, but when we are engaged in our personal, when we fix our mind on Krishna, and we always engage in worshipping him, all right? So that means with great and transcendental faith, not just ordinary, okay, I just chant Hare Krishna, I just got 50-50 faith. No. Faith, 101% faith. Okay? So these are the people Krishna says, considered by me the most perfect. All right. He didn't say considered me the better one. He didn't say better. Because the question is inquiring. When he inquire, Krishna have to give him the 100% answer. He cannot give some vague answer. So that means he said, perfect. Consider to me perfect. All right. So now in the text 3 and 4, Krishna is going to talk about what is that unmanifested form. All right. So this is what we're going to do today. Okay. Chapter 12, text 3 and 4. Okay. We just minimize this thing. Okay. 12:34. 12, 3 and 4. Ye tvaksharam anirdeshyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gam achintyam cha putha. Okay, this is T and not da, ta. Putha. Press the word. Putha stam achalang dhruvam sanni, not sunny. Sanni yamyendriya gramang sarvatra sama buddhaya te prapnuvanti Mam eva sarva bhuta hite. Okay, E means we can pull the raga. E and O we naturally pull the raga. Sarva bhuta hite rataha. Rataha. Okay. Okay, let's try. Ye tvaksharam anirdeshyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gam achintyam cha Kutastam achalam dhruvam sanniyam indriyagramam sarvatra samabuddhayaha te prapnuvanti mam eva sarvabhuta hite rataha ye tvaksharam anirdeshyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gam achintyam cha Kutastam achalang dhruvam sanniyam indriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhayaha te prapnuvanti mam eva sarvabhuta hite rataha. Okay, want to try? Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yetu aksharam anirdashayam avyaktam paryupashate sarvatra gam achintayam cha utastam achalam durvam shaniyam driya gramam sarvatrasham buddhayaha te prapnuvanti mam eva sarvabhuta hite rataha.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Next, want to try?
Krishna Prabhu, can I try?
Yes, yes.
Yatyam akashanam anitrasyam avyaktam avyatasya sarvasya kam achisyanamsa uttasam achlam yadam saniyantam yadaham sarvatasana sama Uddayam ya yetai no ya ti mang eva sarva bhutto vita etarata
Tirata. Very good.
Next,
Very,
Prabhu.
very nice. Okay, next.
Shall I try, Prabhu?
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Etu aksaram anirdesham avatram paryupasade sarvatragam achintam cha kutastam achalam
Achalam.
durvam saniyam yendriya gramam sarvatra sama buddhaya te
Buddhaya.
Buddhaya te pranuvanti mam eva sarvabhuta hite rata.
Rataha. Very good, Mataji.
Thank you,
Well
Prabhu.
done. Anyone else? That's all? Okay. Etvaksharam anirdesham avyaktam paryupasate sarvatragam achintyam cha kutastam achalam dhruvam sanniyam indriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhaya te prapnuvanti mam eva sarvabhuta hite rataha. Okay. So let's look at the word by word translation. Ye, those who, to, but, aksharam, that which is beyond the perception of senses. Aksharam means what? That which is beyond the perception of the senses. That means beyond the understanding of our senses. Anirdeshyam, indefinite. Avyaktam, unmanifested. Paryupasate, completely engaged in worshipping. Sarvatra gam, all pervading. Achintyam, inconceivable. Cha, also. Kutastam, unchanging. Achalam, immovable. Dhruvam, fixed, Sanniyamya, controlling, Indriya Gramam, of all the senses. Indriyangal, right? Sarvatra, everywhere. Sama Buddhaya, equally disposed, they, Prapnuvanti, achieve, Mam, me, Eva, certainly, Sarva Bhuta Hite, for the welfare of all living entities, Rata, engaged. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So the translation, but those who fully worship the unmanifest, okay? Okay. So, but those who fully worship the unmanifested, that means they worship the unmanifested. That means, okay, all right. That means unmanifested means the thing that is not manifested, that doesn't exist. I mean, it's not created. எப்படி சொல்லுவாங்க தமிழ் unmanifestedனா உருவமில்லாதது, உருவப்படாதது, okay, உருவப்படாதது, okay, unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception, okay, of the senses. That means beyond the perception na understanding, beyond the understanding of the senses. நம்ம புலன்கள்னால அதை வந்து கண்டறிய முடியாதது, okay, the all pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth. By controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such person engage in welfare of all, at last achieve me. So that means, in other words, what Krishna Prabhupada, the translation, but those who fully worship the unmanifest, which lies beyond the perception of the senses, of all pervading, beyond the senses, the all pervading, that means எல்லா இடத்துலயும் இருக்குது, sarvamukam, everywhere, all pervading, inconceivable, means cannot be understood, unchanging, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception, that means this is the impersonal conception of the absolute truth. By how you can do it, by how you can do that, that means those who fully worship the unmanifest by controlling the various senses. That means what they need to control all the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone. That means these are the people or equal to everyone, equally disposed to everyone. Such person engage in the welfare of all. That means these people engage in the welfare of all, at last achieve me. All right, at last. That means it's a very slow process. You all understand? Those who fully worship the unmanifest. All right, the impersonal concept of God. How they have to do that? By controlling the very senses. All right, they control. That means these are the people who go to the meditation. They go into this penance, go to the cave, Himalayas. All right, they have to go there to a very secluded place so that they are away from human beings. All right, they control their senses. But at the same time, they also have to be equally disposed to everyone. That means they must be equally disposed and, of course, engage in the welfare of all. Okay, at last they achieve me. All right, so let's look at the purport. So, okay, this is a very interesting purport. Okay, let's see. Those who do not directly worship, that means those who do not directly worship the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, but who attempts to achieve the same goal, okay, by an indirect process. That means these are the indirect process. Okay, in other words, those who do not directly worship, but they try to attempt முயற்சி என்னத்துல முயற்சி பண்றாங்க, to achieve the same goal by an indirect process. Indirect பட்டும் படமே, okay, மறைமுகமான முயற்சி, okay, they also ultimately achieve the same goal. Sri Krishna, they also still achieve the same goal after many births. The man, that means how is that possible? That means this is more into like a Mayavadi kind of this thing. They say that, or Mayavadi, of course, they call everyone is equal. So this is the like a Brahmavadi. They say everybody is no, there's no God, there's no form and everything. they also ultimately achieve the same goal, Sri Krishna. They also still achieve Sri Krishna. But the thing is how? Now Prabhupada is explaining. Very interesting. Either twist. Okay, how? He says, after many births, all right? Okay, so he quoting this. That means he says, after many births, the man of wisdom seeks refuge in me, knowing that Vasudeva is all. So Prabhupada is saying, after many births, that means after so many births, a man of wisdom. That means those men of wisdom, the man who are intelligent. That means the intelligence is right. So in other words, when we see, we are taking so many births, we are going through so many experience in life. All right. Sometimes we see, okay, now I have taken this birth. That's why Krishna says a small attempt will save you from the greatest type of danger. That means what? To fall back into the animal kingdom. So that means we are somewhere other have chanted here and there. So we are know that we are saved. If at all we miss this, so that means we are taking another birth. We continue where we stopped. Then next birth, we still continue to certain level. Say like now I achieve 5% in bhakti. Next birth, I born again. I continue maybe achieve something maybe up to 20%. Again, I have to be born. From 20%, I have to work further. Maybe achieve 50%. And after 3, 4, 5 birth, until I achieve 100%. After I achieve hit 100%, then I go back home, back to Godhead. Because in order to go back home, back to Godhead, what is the basic requirement? Very simple. You have to be 100% desireless. You shouldn't have any kind of attachment in this material world. You can have any kind of attachment. That means what? You don't have that title my or mine. My family, my house, mine, that's mine, my and mine. So these are the things, ahankar. All right? I want to enjoy. That's the reason we fall here. Why only Krishna is enjoying? Why can't he's a Purusha, Adi Purusha? I also want to be a Purusha. I want to be an enjoyer. So we are given a place that we can enjoy. But Krishna is so merciful. He gave us the place with 8.4 million types of species. You can enjoy in any species. Right? So first they give you a human body. All right. First we achieve a human body. After we achieve a human body, from there what happened? We start to filter. Oh, in a human body, I know I love to what they call. Okay, what is my excitement? Okay, I love to eat. So in a human body, we know that I love to eat. I'm a foodie. I travel around the world, I just to eat. Sometimes now you can see in Facebook and all these things, right? People going around, take how they cook, and the way they cook. Oh, the more crazy and weird way of cooking, the more the food is tasty. All right, now they're eating the red bone and all this kind of beef and nasi kanda with all mixture of all the gravy, including beef foodie. So that means when in human body, I realize, oh, I love to eat. Okay, then Krishna will give you a specific body where you can engage in eating. You eat anything. All right. So we'll get a body of a pig. Pig loves to eat. Oh, I am the person who I love to eat meat. Meat is my excitement. Vegetable or don't touch. Oh, without meat, I can't stand. I mean, Krishna give you the body where you specifically eat meat rawly. See, why you need to cook? Why you need to go and catch this thing? Why not? So if you get a body of a tiger, all these carnivores. Oh, I love to engage in sexual activities. All right, my sense of sexual sense is so high. All right, like sometimes you see that playboys, the pawns, and all actors and actors. So you really love to do that? Okay, then you'll born as a pigeon. Pigeon make love every second, every 12 minutes. Right, the pigeon. Oh, I love to. No, okay. Then you get a human body. It says, I love to show my body. I know my body is so beautiful. So I like to go into the thing and strip naked, like actors, actresses. I like to strip naked so the whole world can see me. Wow, look at your body. That's a kind of adrenaline rush, that kind of excitement. So Krishna says, it's okay. I give you a body. You stand naked forever. Enjoy it maximum. Get a form of a body of a tree. So like that, once we take a human body, after that, we filter. What is excitement? You get that specific body. All right. I love underwater. I love cinema. Okay, born as a sea creature. So like that. So, but of course, the thing is, even though that sometimes, okay, we have chanted Hare Krishna here and there, but after that, I love to eat meat. Then we take a first one birth as a tiger, then after come back as a human being, and we're going to continue. We're going to continue until our intelligence becomes mature. So once we become mature, these are the things known as the man of wisdom. They have achieved. Sometimes in order to achieve that, we need to go through some kind of severe suffering. Some comes to Hare Krishna out of inquisitive. All right, they just say, oh, I'm just curious. What is Vedas is all about? What are they trying to talk? I don't read Tamil. I need something in English. Hey, suddenly I see one proper Bhagavad Gita in English. So the International Society or English speaking society, that I have access to Bhagavad, Mahabharata, and all these things in English. If the thing in Tamil, I don't think so. Mother Mohan Prabhu will become a devotee. Right? I don't think so that Mother Mohan Prabhu or even me, for me, because I don't understand Tamil. Neither Mother Mohan Prabhu, I don't think so. He can read Malayalam also. So like that. So what happened? So I'm inquisitive. I come, oh, right. Something triggers in your mind. Something triggers. That means there is something hidden. It's covered. Once you catch the trigger, tongue, you open up. Oh, that's way. Second, the person who becomes devotee, those who are in great distress, so much of distress, right? Monetary, financial, all right, sorry, distress, disease, what they call, what they call, like today I met one lady, only 50 years old, and she had 2 kidney failed. And she's telling her the pain of going for dialysis. He said, I have lost everything. I used to run 10 kilometers. I used to keep fit. Now I'm dialysis. I can't do anything. 3 days once I have to go and wash my thing. You know, the kidney no. India I cannot go anywhere. So they are the people in distress. They are in lethargic. They are lethargic. They're pissed off. They are lethargic of this material situation. They come. Another person who comes to Krishna, who? These are the people who they need money. Oh, I worship Venkatachalapati, I can get money. All right. I worship Venkatachalapati. I worship Sri Krishna, I can get money. Okay. So they come for the sake of money. Okay. They start to have deal. So what? Okay. Tirupati Venkatachalapati. So when you go to Tirupati Venkatachalapati, what do? You enter only, you start to scream the holy name. Govinda, 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 all the way. So somewhere or other, the chanting started. Govinda, Hare, Ram, Krishna, all these are principal names. Okay, when you study Chaitanya Charita, what they call Harinama Chintamani, there's principal and secondary names. So the principal name is what? Mukunda, Murare, Krishna, Rama, Govinda, all these are principal name. The name which has invested with full potency. Right? Of course, the secondary name is like Paramatma, like even Jagannatha. All these are all secondary names. Okay, anyway, so that means okay, then these are the people who want money. They go there, they become devotee. I only worship Venkatachalapati. I have seen, because sometimes when you go for preaching, they like to bring us to the house and see, look at my altar. Got a huge, fantastic, so much of love for Sri Venkatachalapati. Right? They came to Krishna or Vishnu for the sake of money. Another person is coming to Krishna is for what? One is distress. Second is monetary. Third is inquisitive. No, sorry. Third is curious. Of course, just now I talked about curious. And the last was inquisitive. All right? Curious seeker is another one. Hey, what is this Hare Krishna flows is all about? Hey, I want to be a vegetarian. And I heard these Hare Krishna flows are vegetarian, you know. Let me have a look, a peek, sneak preview. Right? Wait, they look good. Look at them. Oh, they all dance. Their prayers is dancing. They're having party every Sunday, man. Oh, what a life, lah. No sitting, no meditation, no nothing. Come there, dance and sing with live music somehow. On big mridanga and kartal, all be dancing and jumping and expressing. All right. After dancing and everything, listen to some class. After that, tasty prasadam. Fui, yo. All right. Why? Because like many people sometimes ask, why join Hare Krishna? For food, for kirtan, for song. All right. And sometimes they say, right? And it's a very positive way of party. Not Saturday night fever. End of the day, you're going to get hangover, suffer. But this is Sunday night excitement, Sunday morning excitement. So much of excitement. Anyway, so these are the 4 people comes to Krishna. So, but whatever things is, as we go on, we practice and practice until we become this thing. So these are the people who has wisdom. And these are the ones we achieve to that level. In whatever means or ways that you join, you come to Krishna. But after that, the only thing that happens after that is progress. You progress. You progress step by step, step by step, step by step. All right, first you chant 1 round, then you chant 5 rounds, and then you chant 10 rounds. Like Prabhu is chanting what 50 over rounds. Some chanting 64 rounds. Saras Mataji of Kolakangsa, I think she chant more than 100 rounds, right? Mataji, are you still chanting? Saras, Kolakangsa Saras.
Yes, Prabhu.
And you're still chanting more than 100 rounds?
I don't count.
Uncountable. From the daybreak until she go to bed, she just go on chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. She's in ecstasy. That is what we want. If she really sit and count, maybe she chant more than 100 rounds. Right? So that's the thing. So once we come to that level, right? That day I was talking to, I think of a month ago or something like that, I spoke to Kolakangsa Saras Mataji. Kolakangsa Saras Mataji, I spoke to her. She was sharing with me so many things, especially her brother and all these things. But she said, somewhere or other, she feel very happy. She don't care about, I mean, people comes and they say, okay, but she is achieve her inner happiness. Okay. So that means that's the thing. So anyway, when a person comes to full knowledge, that means when with all this kind of method, then the person definitely will come into full knowledge. Yes or not? In anything that you do, eventually you'll become good at it. All right. This reminds me of a Mother Ramon story, Prabhu. Can I share your story of being a first time you joined a police force? Can I? All right. So that's because when I was talking about this, I remembered when Mother Ramon Prabhu said he joined as I think constable, right, Prabhu? Okay, join as a constable. And after that, as he go on, okay, being a policeman for so long, eventually become good at it. Everyone eventually become good at it. They don't like go become stagnant, don't become good at it. And eventually Mother Ramon Prabhu retired as a ASP, Assistant Superintendent of Police. So what happened from the constable to ASP? Because that's what. So that means, in other words, as we go on practicing slowly but surely, but of course, slow and steady is better, but slow and steady, like what we are doing here, Bhagavad Gita. Okay, why we are taking our own sweet time? All right, maybe like if we look elsewhere, maybe in these 2 hours, maybe they can cover there is 5-6 verses. But why we want to study slow, but once and for all, you get the glimpse of these verses. So eventually you'll become good at it. As you go on, eventually become perfect. All right. So that means when a person, that means in other words, when you try to do this thing, person comes in full knowledge. But how? After many births. Many births. Many times. Okay. After so many births, at last what happened? He surrenders unto Lord Krishna. After so many births. If one approaches, now Prabhupada says, if one approaches the Godhead by the method mentioned in this verse, all right? By doing this, by the what? The method mentioned in this verse, that means first thing he has to control the senses, which is not easy. You're trying to control the senses. If the phone rings more than, if the phone non-stop rings, what happened? Kring, ring, stop. Then again, kring, stop. Then again, the third one, you are worried already. What's happening? Even when if you listen to the radio, now they're also telling, let the phone rings, go on ringing. Okay, there's an advertisement they show. Ring, I'm not going to look at it. Again, ring, the message, tidit. Then again, tidit. Then tidit. Hey, why they keep messaging something urgent? He just on. He say, hi, I just want to find out how you feel. It means, hi, one message. Want to find out, second message. How? Third message. Fourth, repeat. When you look at the bomb, bang the tree, finish. Accident. So they say, don't even look at it. That's why I put in a driving mode. So when you drive, don't touch your phone. So that means, that's a very typical example. Just to control our senses is not an easy task, especially in this current age. The modernization, right? Now we are already addicted to phone. Then after that, after from phone, the YouTube. From the YouTube, now we went further. I went into Facebook. When people start to, they know that Facebook addiction reduced, they start introducing Instagram. When the Instagram, but this thing, then WhatsApp started. When the WhatsApp become what this thing, then what Twitter started. No, sorry, it's Twitter first, Twitter. Then Twitter, from Twitter came WhatsApp. Then from WhatsApp, now Telegram. Then now WeChat. Then after that, what happened? Then after that, Facebook. Then after Instagram, terrible, no need. Now TikTok appeared. Do you know that so many people are addicted to TikTok? Just 5 minutes, they express the way they dance. When you just get into one TikTok, you just go on scrolling your TikTok. You can never stop it. Right? You just say, okay. And now when you see that even the serials are in the phone, everything in the phone ready now. So what happened? That's how what I did. I went and deleted all these things. But after deleting, I feel like something is not right with me. Right? Sometimes somewhere. So that means, in other words, controlling senses, especially this current age, is not easy. It's not easy. Right? Things are there. Oh, now with all these things, now something new appeared now. AI, artificial intelligence. Right? Artificial intelligence. All those who are not poetic suddenly become very poetic. You just need to write. I would like to write a poem. How much I love Mr. Madhura Mohan. I just need to type that in the chat, AI, what they call the chat GPT. All right. My dear most friend, Madhura Mohan Prabhu. Okay. I love him so much. He's such a great friend of mine. I just need to put this keyword, click enter. The entire poem will come out. Oh, Madhura Mohan Prabhu, you're such a great friend. You are this, it's my greatest gift from God. Krishna, I met you. It's my great fortune. Wow, then after he sent to him. Can you imagine? New kind of addiction started. So not easy. So what Prabhupada is saying, by the method mentioned in this verse, number one, he has to do is to control the senses. Possible? Not possible. And how? After he control the senses, second thing, you have to render service to everyone. You have to render service to everyone. All right? Which is also not possible. Nowadays, if you see, people don't like to be disturbed. It's becoming like American. Even you want to go to people's house to give patrike or whatever, even you have to call and tell them, I'm coming to give you patrike. You cannot straightaway appear in front of the house. Ping, hello, came to give patrike. So we all start to show long face. But those days, when people come, make sure they eat something before they let them go. But now it's all terbalik ready, right? Okay. Now, then render in service to everyone. And number 3 is engage in the welfare of all beings. Engage in the welfare of all beings. All beings mean include every being. Not only human welfare work, even to the animals. So now it is inferred that one has to approach Krishna. Otherwise, there's no perfect realization. Often there is much penance involved. That means usually there is much penance. What is penance? Austerity. All right. You have to so much of hard work. All right. Involved before one fully surrenders to him. So it takes so much of penance involved. So not easy. All right, now let's look at the next one. In order to perceive, now Prabhupada is telling this. In order to perceive, what is perceive? Understand from within. I perceive that idea, convince that I conceive, perceive all from inside. The realization from your heart. All right, I perceive that idea. You understand what I mean? In English, they call perceive. That means I perceive that idea. That means the idea means I'm inspired. Then something from the inside heart suddenly appearing to you. All right. All right. So I perceive. That means in order to perceive the Supreme Lord within the individual soul. See again, properly. Correct, within. So within the individual soul. All right. If you want to perceive Krishna, that means you want to understand Krishna within that one soul. One has to cease the sense activities. So you have to stop. You have to cease the sense activities. You have to stop all kind of sense activities. Like what? Like seeing, hearing, tasting, working, etc. You have to stop everything. Then one comes to understand that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere. So that's when we start to understand that Krishna is everywhere. Sarva Mukham is everywhere. Then realizing this, after you realize this, one envies no living entity. That means once they achieve this, one envies no living entity. Remember in the verse earlier, I think in chapter 3, I think chapter 2, all right, a person who have achieved, who have the self-realized person sees everyone equally. The dog eater, elephant, everybody. Do you remember the verse? It's in the earlier part of the Bhagavad Gita. So that means a person who has fully realized, they see everything equally. So what do you understand from here? There is so much of hate speech by the atheist, all right, or by these the bogus South Indian politicians. They say even what Ambedkar and all these jokers, what they say? They say that the Sanatan Dharma is racist. They see the caste system. They see the divide. But in Bhagavad Gita, it doesn't say that. If a person who realize, they do not see all this. See how they divide and misinterpret the Bhagavad Gita. All right. So that means when they start to see, that means they envy no one. They do not envy us. That means sometimes when we invite us, sometimes we call us, okay, Prabhu, can you come and do bhajan? Go to the house looks like mansion. In my life experience, the house that I cannot forget until today is the house of the owner of Globe Silk Store. Do you remember Globe Silk Store in KL? Globe Silk Store. It was such a Indian what they call own mall in KL. Globe Silk Store. I think you all remember this, okay? Because all of you are quite senior here. Globe Silk Store. When they invited me, invited my friend. I mean, they all this. We went to it. My God, that house is not a house; it's a palace. Just like sometimes when you see in Tamil movie, the house, how fantastic it looks like. Exactly. I just went there. I couldn't like blink. I can't even blink. And I told them, the devotees, look here. You are here to worship Krishna, not to look around the house. So I was very young that time. I was trying out brahmachari. So in KL and Jagannath Mandir, and I went there. I said, my fantastic house. So that means sometimes when you go there, wow, look at the floor, what good karma it did. Sometimes Yusuf thought the same thing. Why? Why that flow is so successful? What has he done? Why God is so unfair? Why Krishna gave him everything and give me nothing? So that kind of envy will come, right? So all these things shouldn't. Okay, when a person realizes everything, when they start to control all the senses, they start to see Krishna everywhere, in every atom. Okay, everywhere, Sarvato Mukham, everywhere. So that means he is the one that means he know one envies. He doesn't envy any living entity. All right, he doesn't even attracted to a beautiful girl. He don't even attracted to a millionaire. He don't even attracted to Mercedes. He just remain very calm. He sees no difference now. He sees no difference between man and animal. He don't see any difference between man and animal because he sees soul only. Because he only sees soul. Everybody is a spirit soul. Not the outer covering, but for the common man. But now Prabhupada is telling, but for the common man, this method of impersonalization is very difficult. So impersonal realization, this method, it is totally, absolutely difficult. All right? Because sometimes when we are trying to control ourselves, control our senses, we can't. But if we could do it. So when you control the senses, means we somehow or other control the anger, we control our envy, right? Krodha, uncontrolled anger, kama, lust, krodha. Krodha means anger, this thing, and enviousness, kama, krodha, lobha, greed, all these. So when we don't have all these activity, what we do? We see everybody equally. When we start to, like example, when I have lobha, when I have what they call greed, when I see a millionaire, I'll become very envious. When I have karma, when I see a beautiful person, lady or what, I'll become very lusty. All right. When I have a krodha, whenever I start to hear people talk something bad about Indians or whatever things, or now, like SST is going to increase, the government policy is changing, wasted my time, life voting for this, all these. So when I have that kind of things, I'll become angry, krodha, uncontrolled anger. Kama, krodha, lobha. So, okay, so let it. So, but when you don't have any of this, when you don't have karma, so when whatever price increase or what, I don't care. When I don't have karma, when I look at any beautiful people, I don't have lust. Even I look at them, I don't feel anything. So that's when we become equal. But some or other man is entangled into any one of these character. Right? So for that reason, Prabhupada is clearly mentioning here, this is not possible by any layman because we are living in a very, very disturbed world. Okay. Nowadays, you go see, even you go everywhere, people are somehow engaged in phone. Right? If you don't believe, if you see your spouse, whoever it is, try to take the phone and hide it away. Try to take the phone and hide it for one day. They may go crazy. Where's my phone? Addiction. Addiction is becoming stronger. Now, no more like addiction towards your organ. Like, okay, I have this kind of addiction, tongue. But now the addiction is your mind. Your addiction is your mind. Addiction to your senses. Your eyes want to see it. Subtle. All the subtle addiction. Before that, we had an active addiction like smoking, drinking, eating, and all these active addiction. But now it becomes subtle addiction. Right? Subtly, we need to see this. Subtly, I need to see this. Subtly, I need to watch some movie. All subtle addiction. So it is not possible. So the only way that we can achieve liberation from here, right? Even though that we are addicted to all these things, add on another one more addiction. Chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Okay? Be addicted to holding the beats. Just use your middle finger and your thumb. Just feel the beats. Get addicted to that. So when you hold the beats, you are rubbing at the toes of Krishna. You are holding such a beautiful, what they call tulasi, very nicely polished. Get addicted. So eventually, and get addicted to what they call murmur, Krishna's name. So this addiction will somehow or other will get rid of other addiction, and we eventually can go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. So is there any comment, any question? I hope that you all understand. Okay. Oh, we have 8 today. Any questions so far? No question? Okay, if there's no question, we end the session here. I would like to convey my heartfelt gratitude to every one of you for joining us today. Of course, today is 29th February. So it's going to be a very unique experience. So once it's being loaded in the YouTube, of course, 29th February. So it's be remembered. And of course, Bhagavad Gita is very important book. All right. I do not need to convince you further because all of you are reading. I believe all of you are reading Bhagavad Gita. So go on reading Bhagavad Gita, add on chanting Hare Krishna, because chanting Hare Krishna gives you so much of bliss, so much happiness, despite whatever happening out there. All right. Sometimes we can get agitated, sometimes our mind can get agitated, sometimes anger will come, whatever thing will come, because we are conditioned so. The embodiment. What is embodiment? We'll look at the next verse. Maybe we'll do it next week. We look at the next word. What are the embodiment? As an embodied being, that means embodied means that means a pure soul is put inside a cage which is made of this material matter, embodied. All right. So that's the next verse. We discuss that next week. So till then, whatever I've said, whatever I have conveyed, expressed is nothing is of my own opinion. I simply repeated what I have heard from my spiritual master and also my Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, and also the Acharyas. Okay. With that, take care. Vancha kalpaturubhescha kripa sindhubhyavacha paditanam pavinibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namo. Hare Krishna. Good night. Have a nice day.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna. Thank you
Krishna.
very much, Prabhu.
Yes,
Hare
my
Krishna,
pleasure.
Prabhu ji. Good
Hare
night.
Hare
Prabhu.
Bol. Gauranga.